With about 100 Indian Space Research Organization personnel quitting the space agency in various centers across the country, the Department of Space has issued a memorandum tightening the rules governing the resignation and voluntary retirement of scientists and engineers who are working in the critical missions of national importance like the Gaganyaan. The memorandum addressed to directors of ISRO centers and heads of units has asked them to address the issue and not to accept any requests for voluntary retirement or resignation from scientific and technical personnel of Group A associated with the Gaganyaan or other important missions or projects till their realization. It further said that if requests for voluntary retirement and resignation are received from scientists, technical personnel even of and below the rank of scientists or engineers, it may be sent to the Department of S with clear recommendations of centers, heads of units for final decision. Pragati is joining us on this. Pragati, do talk to us about how ISRO has now tightened the resignation rules and what conditions are now employees required to satisfy before moving on.
ISRO has emerged within India's space establishment after the reports that nearly 100 ISRO scientists have technical experts have resigned in recent times. The department has promoted the Department of Space to review and tighten the process of resignation and voluntary retirement of senior scientific personnel. The concern is linked to the loss of experienced manpower involved in critical programs, including India's ambitious Gaganyaan human space flight mission and the other important space projects. And sources have also said that many of those who left were associated with specialized areas where expertise is built over several years. And following the reported exit, the Department of Space has brought in the stricter scrutiny for resignation requests from Group A scientific officers under the revised process. Case involving scientists working on projects. And according to the reports, several senior officials at ISRO US RO Satellite Center in Bangalore have recently resigned and sought voluntary retirement. A senior official linked to LVM-3 launch vehicle program has also left the organization in 2025. And sources cited internal workplace issues and the growing appeal of India's expanding private space sector as contributing factor behind the departure. And the resignation of have added to ISRO's existing manpower shortage. Government data presented in the Parliament in February 2026 showed that the ISRO had around 12,000 and 472 scientific and technical employees.
Right, Pragati, thank you for joining us with the details. And now viewers, moving on to news from Bengaluru. A class 7 student is now battling